What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. I'm gonna get some fuel real quick, but I'm gonna talk to you about something. This is the Friday vlog. As you guys read the title, I've halved my depression meds, and I kind of want to talk to you how I feel since doing that like 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So once again, this is one of those very simple vlogs where I talk about kind of what's going on, and just so I can keep myself on track, I do have my phone right here. So first off, I feel more, and I thought when I went from no meds to meds that I felt more, but since I've been on medication since last February, and I've been on it for a year, so. To back up a little bit, I was on 20 milligrams Prozac and I moved it up to 40 milligrams Prozac. Been on 40 milligrams Prozac for about 10 months. Now we're going back down to 20 because of some concerns that I talked to my doctor about, which I'll expand on. It's all about being honest, but yeah. So I feel more now, and when I say I feel more, I feel more anger. You know, that was one of my major things before taking Prozac, is I was always angry. Like, always. Like, right now, I'd be angry. Right now, I'm not. No receipt. So, that was something that was a big issue for me. You know, it was like, fuck, God, I hate being angry all the time. Angry. It's stupid. And now that I'm off the 40 milligrams and I transitioned down to 20... because she's slowly wanting to transition me off, which we'll see about that. I'm starting to, on situations that would normally, for the past 10 months, would be like, not a big deal, you know, whatever, I'll let it slide, and it would take like, you know, that same thing to happen multiple times to where my patience would finally run out. Then when I would get angry, split second. Be angry for a little bit, maybe 10-15 minutes, and I'd calm down. Before the meds, and pretty much my whole life, it was I'd get angry and I wouldn't calm down for hours, days maybe. So that was a huge improvement on my quality of life. But now that I've been transitioned down to 20, I had a pretty big issue where, and I feel like I was justified, and then I'll talk more about that. But I got angry and I just couldn't. I had this level of anger that I haven't had in a long time. It was scary, and then on top of that, it's like, when am I gonna calm down? Normally I calm down. What the heck's going on, type of thing. So I'm starting to feel that more, and then I start to get hurt easier. For the longest time, YouTube comments don't really bother me. They really don't. Even before the meds and after the meds, sometimes it would, you know, depending. Now it's just like some of the YouTube comments, I'm like, oh. Sometimes I hear like just regular, like, normally criticism wouldn't be an issue. I'd be like, oh, well, it's just constructive. You know, I'd tell myself that. But now it's like, guys, come on, this is my fucking channel. You know, I know what's best for it. You know, but now it's just like, man, it's like, it pisses me off. You know, sometimes I hear stuff, and I'm just being honest with you guys. And obviously none of it's like, I can't delve too deep in like what my life is all like, so you're only seeing the surface. But it's like, sometimes it's just like, man, guys, just let me do what I need to do, because I feel like this is what's given the most value, and I'm very data driven. So just, I don't know, that's a side topic. Anyways, so I get hurt by some certain things every now and then when I talk about feeling more, I'm gonna tell you right now, the reason why I wanted to cut back on the meds is because my fucking dick didn't work. You know, I couldn't feel shit. Like, sex life was terrible while on meds, and it was that trade-off of, like, you know, happy life, shitty sex life. It got to the point where it's like, you know, let's see what we could do about maybe balancing it out a little bit. So that's why I went to her. Sex life is better now. I can feel things. So, I mean, I can feel more. It's not really, and I want to jump into this for males and men. I don't know how it's going to be for women, but I'm going to tell you right now, one of the common side effects of Prozac and SSRIs is that your junk's not going to want to work. Sorry, it's just, you're going to have erectile dysfunction, and then on top of that, if you can finally get it going, you're not going to feel shit. And it sucks. It really does. And so I kind of just got into the habit of not really caring about it and just, you know, focus on, hey, man, I'm happy everywhere else. You know, this is a first for me, you know? So now that's, I mean, I wanted to fix that issue. I wanted to fix that issue. I mean, newlyweds and everything. So, I mean, just come on now. So kind of jump on to the next thing that I want to talk about. Like I said, I keep bullet points. That way I can stay on track and not ramble, even though the vlogs are rambling. I'm questioning my own brain again. While I was on the meds, full strength, you know, I never really questioned, you know, like, is this right? Is that wrong? I was just in a good mood, and it's like, you know, I'm able to let things slide, but then, like, I'm able to think logically, if that makes sense. Like, normally, like right now and before the meds, I would try my absolute best to think logically, but then my subjective anger would get in the way and kind of manipulate the logic that I had going on. So let's say I feel like I was wronged in a certain situation. Now I would think logically, well, was I? You know, based on principles, based on, you know, the honesty and truth. Are they being honest? Are they being truthful? If it's that, yeah, you know, it's fuck. You know, I gotta accept it, whether it hurts my feelings or not. Now it's like I hear something and I'm like, man, F you. And then I think it's like, well, you know, he might have a point, but, you know, still F him, you know? That's kind of where I'm like fighting my own brain, and it's like I'm constantly fighting what is right. Like, what is right? And that's a fucked up feeling, you know? That sucks when you're dealing with mental illness, because it's like your brain is working against you. I'm heavily relying on the principles that I set forth for myself, and I'd like to share with you guys some of those at some point, but like, they're the things that I live by. Like, I live by it. If I break my own code, I go above and beyond to repair whatever damage I just did. And there are codes and principles that I live by. And I used to it would easily be able to live by them when I was on the meds. And now it's just like, I'm living by them, and it's like, man, I gotta fall back on this. Like, I don't know what to think. Okay, is this right? But then that's when the brain fights me, and it's like, is it right? And it sucks. It really sucks. And hopefully some of this stuff can kind of, you'll understand. Because I'm really just trying to explain myself the best I possibly can. Oh yeah, and this camera right here on the front it's not on. I'm not going to use it. I like using that camera just for these types of vlogs, so you can see me the whole time. So another thing is that I'm not on autopilot anymore. So the meds caused it to where I could be on autopilot, where I can just, you know, relax. The sheriff just decided to go. Anyways, to where I could just relax, and like if some issue came up, be like, not a big deal. Logically, we could do this. If we can't do it, can't do it. Good, cool beans. But now it's like I'm stressed, and it's like I'm having to think. And it's actually causing me to fumble my words a lot. I'm starting to think faster than what I could say. And that wasn't something that I had on my brain when I was on Prozac, which is weird. You know, I didn't think that was going to be a symptom of it, but it seems to, when I was on 40 milligrams, it seemed to have calmed my brain to the point where I can function without having to think. So there's another rider over there. So yeah, that was a big freaking thing for me. So it's a scary feeling. It really is, and I'm being open with you guys. It's a pretty scary feeling. So now that I have insurance, and now that I'm married to Nikki Buzz, I'm happy about that. So now that I'm married, I got insurance. I got insurance. So I'm gonna see about my therapist. That I started my therapy journey last year, and I got to therapy session number 4 before I resigned. And I want to kind of get back into it. I'm gonna see if she accepts the insurance I have. I really liked her, and it was phenomenal. I felt like I was doing good. I felt like I was actually working with my brain, and I kind of just went on autopilot, like I said, during the 10 months, and I just couldn't see her because it cost too much because I didn't have insurance. So now I feel like it's time for me to go back, and so I can figure out what's going on with my brain, and I want to be able to control my brain again. We were doing cognitive behavioral therapy, and she was explaining to me, you know, yeah, you should be upset by that. You know, it's like, well, no, you shouldn't be upset by that. It's like, think about it, you know, this, and this, you know, is it really at the end of the day that big of a deal? And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, you're right. And then she'd tell me, it's like, yeah, you could be upset by the fact of this and this and this. And I'd be like, okay, so I feel okay. So I was retraining my brain and going through all the steps and everything. And it's just something that I had to do. I mean, my wife can tell me, hey, quit your shit, or hey, you shouldn't think like that, think like this. And I'd be like, when I'm upset, I'm like, no. I'm like, no. And I think that's with everybody. That's something I talked about with when I was trying to coach her to training. You know, it's just like when you're so close to somebody and you hear their input, it's just like, nah, I'm not gonna listen to you fully. But if a stranger says it, you're like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? So that's something that I'm pretty concerned about, and it's something that I'm going to start going back to. And I just wanted to bring you guys up to my little update, mental health update. I haven't really done one in a while, and I'm thinking about doing some firefighter stories, firefighter vlog type stuff too. But this was something that's pretty big that's happening in my life, and I feel like it's good to talk about it. You know, it's something I've kind of kept to myself for the past 2.5 weeks. And I wanted to give you an update on all the meds and all the changes that's going on in my brain, and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. That's pretty much the situation I'm in right now. I'm gonna go ahead and pull over right here so I can start up all the other cameras and stuff, so I can do an actual video, an actual video for Monday. So you're gonna see the difference in how I'm talking now versus how super duper excited I'm gonna force myself to be during the tip video. That's another thing, is like tip videos, and you gotta be like super excited. You gotta, I don't know, that's a whole other topic. When you're in this dead mood, you don't really want to do anything. You know what I mean? But it's my job, and my body's just readjusting to the meds, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you. Hopefully I connected with some of you guys and gals and peoples that might be going through the same thing. I just want you to know that it's okay to talk about it, you know? I mean, I'm talking to 75,000 subscribers about my mental health. I feel better. It might not sound, it sounds in my voice, but I do. I feel better. I feel better saying all that stuff. And I'm going to feel better when I edit this video and I hear myself say it again. I just got to get the energy back. You know what I mean? All right. I'll see you guys later.